Hey guys, it's your girl Hilda, and today I'll be reviewing a new Netflix series titled The Believers. So I just finished watching it and I'll give my thoughts on it. I'm here to hook you up with the best in TV and series if you're looking for something to just watch to entertain yourself over the weekend, or something to book for a guest, or just something, to play over. So I'll get right to it about what I think about The Believers and if it's something that you should watch or something worth watching. It's like a 9-part series. It starts out with 3 main characters: Win, Dear, and Game. They are 3 entrepreneurs and co-founders of a company, and they find themselves in a bit of trouble when they get into debt after they just recently got hacked. And funny enough, the people they owe, which are famous loan sharks, these people kind of, or it's suggested that they are the ones who hack them and make their customers withdraw their tokens or withdraw their investments. At the end of the day, they are in debt, and they call them up and tell them that you need to pay us back. I think they're owing them about 50 million baht in their currency, and they're being told that they have to pay their debts. They even beat up one of their main characters, which is Win, and threaten all of them to pay their debts. So they're confused at this point, looking for what to do. They start out trying to take loans from their families, sell off their belongings, but it's just not enough to cover up their debts. So at the end of the day, they get this idea when one of the main characters goes to a temple, a Buddhist temple, with his mom. So while at this temple with his mom, he gets to see the massive donations, in about 22 million, that people donate to these temples, and he gets this idea, ding ding ding, that, oh my god, this could be something to help us out. So he tells the rest of his co-founders, Win, Game, about it. They think it's crazy, but at the end of the day, they agree to it. So they look for a perfect temple to set up, a temple like a business, which they're going to start using to make money. So they go on this road trip all around the country. They cite some temples, some are too big, some are too small, that would require too much money to refurbish, and they find this abandoned one, and they go into it, and they're looking for the abbot, but they find this caretaker, and they kind of give him some money and say, take this money, this is our donation. And they call it making merit, like when you go and you're giving money, religiously in that Thai Buddhist culture. So they give it to the guy, and they follow him, and they find out that he's actually spending the money at clubs, drinking, and they approach him, or he cites them out, and then he asks them, what do you want? And then they tell him that they want to strike up a deal to make use of the temple, run like a business, and they agree a percentage for him. So meanwhile, this guy is also crooked as well. He has a lot of bad friends, and he's involved in some kind of drug trafficking ring or something like that. So, but they start off, and this caretaker happens to someone the old aged abbot really trusts in managing the temple. So through him, he takes them to the abbot, and the abbot gives their permission and says, whatever you need, consult a caretaker. So that begins, and they try to set up the temple and refurbish it. And once they start, they realize it's quite slow. People are coming, but not really much, even though they try to put a market near it. So they set out to find someone who is like a famous monk to come and draw more worshippers, or someone who would deliver sermons. They go around seeing different people, and so we get to see different aspects. And I think it's something we can connect with, whether you're Christian, Muslim, or you're Buddhist, just seeing different types of religious leaders who are interested, some who are interested in the fame, some who are really pure in heart, those who get conflicted with their vows and all sorts. So they get to go to this temple and accidentally hear this monk preaching. I find him so calming to listen to him while he speaks, and he's a good preacher. So they, try to entice him into coming to their temple, and saying they promise to help him out with a pavilion, to build a pavilion that he's been struggling to get off the ground. So he finally reluctantly agrees, and he comes over to their temple, and he starts to, give his sermons, and they record, make it go viral on social media, and a lot of worshippers come, and they start making a lot of buzz on their temple, a lot of donations come in, and it even attracts the attention of police as they start off an investigation on them. It even attracts like some other jealous monks who have been used to getting those big donations, and right now there's a new temple in town taking these donations, so they set up to try and sabotage them. It just sets up being a whirlwind of a mess, because at the end of the day, while they make a lot of profits and they start to pay off their debts, it's just not what they plan. I think it's a very interesting series. I thoroughly enjoyed myself, although I would say some drawbacks to it is that it's a bit slow paced. They started off with a bang, but I think over a while it does tend to drag on a bit in the middle, but it's still really much worth a watch because it's really interesting, and I think it explores a lot of important topics and interesting topics about faith, about beliefs, and the power of beliefs and how it affects human beings in terms of their behaviors, because they try to really manipulate people to donate a lot of money, and at a point they even go along to different temples while they try to like convince the monk doll to make sacred objects, to boost the temple's revenue, which they do, and they even find ways of promoting these sacred objects, which are amulets, and they set off this media campaign to make it feel like or seem like the amulet does contain some healing elements to it. So it was quite interesting to see people were just buying the amulets. It was being sold out, and I'll give props to the three entrepreneurs. They were really on their business game. They were really good at it, and it's a lot of questions just being brought out from this, about faith, about the impact of it, about different elements in which religious believers face, and even the monks who take these sacred vows. Like Monk Doll, he gets conflicted with his emotions and his feelings as he gets closer to deer, and he gets conflicted with his vows that he took and how he feels in general. So I just think it was really interesting. It's worth the watch. There's so much to really digest, and it's a real eye-opener to see how religion can really be run as a business, and some questions need to be asked, like, is this really for God, or is this really a business? So it's really good, and on that part I do really feel some kind of empathy and sympathy for the three entrepreneurs, because they were really being threatened, and each time they had a delay in payment, the loan sharks would collect extra interest, 20% interest, or at some point even made them start again in their debt. So they really had no choice to really desperately come up with the money. So it was just like a fiasco, and at the end of the day, even one of the characters was really bound under the pressure because his family was being threatened the most. So it was really interesting, and I love the ending. One thing I enjoyed about it is the real villain, or the villains of the series, got revealed, and it's not who you think it is. So it's worth it. I think you should check it out, and it's definitely my vibe. On that note, I think on Hilda's Vibometer, I think I'll give it, out of a 10, I give it a good 7.5. It was a good story, well written, well produced, spanned out. It dragged a little bit, and I think they're going in for a season 2. Yeah, I think they're going in for season 2 because season 1 ends up where one of the main characters win. He gets to discover a paper or a note or so that sort of belongs to his dad, or something about his dad, because we see all through the season he's conflicted about his thoughts. His dad was missing at some point, so that's another element I feel they're gonna explore in season 2. So we just have to wait and see what happens. But yeah, definitely check it out on Netflix. It's called The Believers. Thoroughly enjoyed it, and it's in a foreign language. It's in Thai, but you can set your subtitles to English or have the voiceovers being English, and you can enjoy it either ways. I think it's worth to watch, so definitely check it out. It is Hilda's Vibe approved. Yes, so anyways, that's just been my take on it. It's a nice, interesting, thought-provoking series, and I think you should go check it out. So on that note, please share this video, subscribe to the channel for more reviews of movies or content or different things, and drop your comments to let me know what you thought. If there's any movie or any series you want me to review. Thank you very much. See you once again later. It's Hilda's Vibes signing out. Bye.